team guys, they're sitting right in front here. Just to give you a little bit of an introduction on that. Instead of there, the back is our media guys who want to smile and be seen tomorrow. He's the right person to speak to. But I will briefly first ask you guys to sing along the national anthem, but you have to stand up. And the military guys, as well, your attention. You know what happens when you are in the military and the national anthem plays. But you don't have to salute this time around, and you just have to have your flag kept off and be on attention. The rest of you guys, just stand. It's a very important thing, it's a very important thing in our country. Okay guys, we are going to play you a video, but before the video, I would just like the Colonel to say a few words to maybe try and get you guys to understand a little bit of what URC is and what we are here for. Give him a very huge hand of applause when I get done, actually, because this was 38 years in service. That's sheer patriotism as a military member. I'm only like 8 years in, so I still have 30 more years to go before I get to the same place as the Colonel. So, yeah, as I said, my superior is the person that I answer to in terms of this. Uto and I and a few other guys, we are your liaisons in the university. Colonel, please, sir.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Lieutenant Colonel Maleka from South African Air Force. As the captain has already 30 years in defense force. Not really, 20 years. The other years I've spent them outside the country from 76. Then I integrated in South African National Defense Force in 1994. So today I'll share a little moment with you regarding RTP and see what can we share in common. And then before that I'll show you some video tips. After that, that's where I'll explain to you what is all about URTP. Thank you.
Right. Guys, this video is about 4 minutes. It explains everything you will probably need to know and ask later on. So it's a presentation on its own. So if we pay attention to it and do a little bit of less chattering around, we'll be out of here within the next 45 minutes or so. Before I play the video, I would just like to welcome the SRC as well, Ebit House, and Kim is also coming through. Thank you guys. Round of applause for them because they are our Okay, so there you go guys, this is what we're here for.
Spread peace and stability across African troubled territories. And when internal strife and crises strike, have you ever considered who is deployed to end the stick, protect our precious wildlife from ruthless poachers, and to shield our national borders? Who else but the force that cares? The South African National Defense Force, proud guardians of our national skies, seas and land. The SANDF is made up of 4 services: the South African Army, the South African Air Force, the South African Navy, and the South African Military Health Service. Within the SANDF, there are also 2 components: the regular force structure and the reserve force structure.
There are 26,000 members of the reserve force, of whom we call up about 15,000 each year for service from 12 days up to 61 days a year.
Regular force members are full-time SANDF employees, while members of the reserve force serve on a part-time basis. They are utilized in almost any field, both in combat and support formations.
In peacetime, we are supporting with peace support operations, particularly at the moment in Sudan and the Congo. The reserves are also deployed in Ops Corona on the borders doing borderline protection. So we supplement the regulars in peacetime, and in wartime we become a large force for the surge capability of the Defence Force.
Over the years, there has been a marked decrease in young leaders coming into the SANDF at junior officer level.
We are looking for the brightest and the best to become the leaders of today and the leaders of tomorrow. We're not necessarily looking for the most academically qualified or the most intellectual. We're looking for leaders with the right character, the right values, and most important, in times of war, they must be prepared to lead in times of combat.
Leadership is one of the key components to a defense force's success.
What we attempt with this program is to source second or third year university students, undergraduate students that we want to develop as future leaders in the SANDF, because we've got a serious gap in terms of our leader group.
In the long term, this leadership vacuum impacts negatively on defense efficiency, the recruitment of scarce skills, and the overall transformation process within the SANDF.
Well, obviously the junior leaders of today become the senior leaders of tomorrow. So the Defence Force must replenish its leadership capabilities.
To remedy this, the military is targeting national seats of learning. Universities have historically proven to be fertile breeding grounds for young leaders the world over. This is why the SANDF has set its sights firmly on tertiary institutions, and this formulated the thinking behind the SANDF's University Reserve Training Program, or URTP.
Giving them military training and eventually commissioning them, as young officers within the South African National Defence Force and also as potential leaders in the organization.
I've really been impressed by the reaction from the students. To be honest, we can't handle the demand. When we go onto campus, we are overwhelmed with people wanting to join the reserves. They obviously see the benefit to themselves, to become leaders, for the adventure, perhaps a bit of remuneration. So we have absolutely no shortage. Our problem is to roll the program out quickly enough to meet the demand on the university.
This initiative is currently being run as a means for the Defence Reserves to enhance the junior leadership requirements of the Reserve Force, to promote transformation, and to recruit persons with scarce skills qualifications. In turn, the URTP is providing leadership and managerial training for the students who are successful in becoming Reserve Force members. These skills are relevant to both the military and civilian sectors. In this way, university students who join the Reserve Force stand to benefit unique personal development skills, which will see them benefiting well into their future endeavors. So how exactly does URTP work? The URTP has been rolled out and is managed by the SANDF's 4 services: the South African Army, Air Force, Navy, and Military Health Service. Exceptional young South Africans with scarce skills and leadership qualities are being identified and encouraged to join the program.
I joined the URTP because I was looking for experience in the military, and since I was never looking for that opportunity, that was a prime opportunity to come and feel what it's like to get there and become an officer.
I'm from a family with a military background, so I've seen what the military can do to them as individuals. So when I saw the opportunity to join the URTP, I didn't have to think twice about it.
Well, it's nice, it's fine, it's something different from what I've done ever before, but I'm enjoying every second of it. It's very fun.
The URTP process is working towards grooming Reserve Force members who may in time develop into candidates who will in future become junior leaders. The URTP initiative has already been launched at selected universities, and the program will be rolled out nationally eventually. Successful candidates are being given specialized military training within the University Reserve Training Program. This training takes place over a period of 2 to 4 years.
The training basically would be, they would start off with basic military training, and this they all do on a part-time basis, during their recess periods, over the weekends.
Basic military training is vital to the member, as new recruits are familiarized with the military environment.
So you have to be fit before you arrive. But in the basic military training, you learn the initial military skills: how to march, how to salute, how to shoot, how to read a map, how to navigate. You learn first aid. But I think the most exciting component is you learn life skills.
And after basic military training, they will proceed to officers training.
Officer formative training is another key qualification offered through the URTP.
The whole training involves many subjects. Those subjects, we call them the unit standard.
Successful candidates can expect to learn leadership concepts and their application to the military environment, communication techniques, moral decision-making, managing workplace relationships, to name but a few.
We assess them on leadership skills, their command and control, how do they command their personnel, especially their platoons, How do they communicate during the exercise? When they're giving a platoon, how do they exercise that command?
The SANDF's curricula and syllabi are adapted for modularized training to accommodate the academic program of students. Therefore, university students needn't worry about their military training clashing with their regular timetables.
We work very closely with the faculty of the universities to make sure that the program fits in with what they're doing. Particularly in the Air Force and the Navy, where we're focusing on engineering students, we're trying to arrange for them to do their practical while they're doing their reserve force service. But it's a matter of cooperation. It's a little bit challenging sometimes when we're operating in two universities in the province and the programs don't coincide, but with cooperation from the faculties, we overcome those difficulties.
Those planning to be considered for the URTP need to meet the following requirements. You must be a South African citizen between 18 and 26 years of age. You cannot have a criminal record. You must meet certain medical fitness standards. You need to meet qualification and attribute requirements. You must obtain a training-specific security clearance. If these criteria are met, then all that's left is to sign the prescribed volunteer service contract.
We can basically divide recruits into two categories. Those like myself, although I'm a chartered accountant, I've always wanted to be a combat officer. In fact, I was in the artillery. But the other students who want to come in and use their professional qualifications. So those that are particularly attracted to us are doctors, dentists, pharmacists, nurses, and then particularly in the Air Force and the Navy, they are looking for engineers of various kinds. But there are also vacancies for lawyers, accountants, marketing experts, communicators, and language experts. So really, every discipline that a defence force can use, we will seek at the university.
Members of the URTP will be awarded military rank once qualified. There is financial remuneration relevant to rank and service. Members will be issued with a military uniform. Each member will receive standard medical cover while in service.
We are receiving very positive feedback with this program, and even the students, when you interact with them, the spirits are very high, their morale is very high, and they're also looking forward really to continue with the program and then complete the program.
My 46 years of service in the reserve combined with my business career has been absolutely fantastic. My business career has been enhanced by my military skills and vice versa. But most importantly, it's a privilege to serve the country.
Okay, I think that's just about it, right? What's going to happen is the colonel will shortly present about the Air Force specifically, but it doesn't change what you've just seen, what you've had, and what you understand now. By the end of this presentation, you'll probably understand why he is specifically looking or presenting about the Air Force. As you can see, looking like cops wearing blue, but this is the Air Force, and over there is also the Air Force. We do wear camo as well.
Thank you once again, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you've seen slightly what is happening about the security of our country, South Africa. South Africa has got 4 arms, as you've seen on the slide. So myself, I'm in the aviation arm, which is Air Force. So my focus and recruitment is on Air Force, though these other bases as well. These other arms, they're also focusing on different scale, because our recruitment is on a scale scale. That's what we need. Since 1994, South Africa doesn't have so much scale skill, so we are focusing a lot to the university students, whereby we can be able to train them while they're still at school. As you can see, these are part of the students which I'm training them. At the end, in completion of the course, we are not going to start like the previous system. When you join the Defense Force, you have to start as a sergeant or corporal. So with them it's different from incompletion of the degree. We train them to be, we start with basic, where they do military basic training. And then in completion, they have to do officers formative. After officers formative, we appoint them as officers, which is junior officers. We are preparing them to be the future leaders for Air Force, because as soon as they become junior leaders, that doesn't mean they'll just remain in those ranks. We still have to develop their skills as well in aviation, whereby currently we are busy learning with international countries to do the student exchange. Some of our students, they'll be sent to European countries to go and study further. So, ladies and gentlemen, today, as I've said, my focus is on aviation, but it's not only on aviation. Those who are interested just to join other arms, they are welcome. I've got some forms where they can write all their contact details, then I can be able to forward them to the other 3 arms of services. So I'll go through my slides and show you the short presentation about URCP. URCP basically is a program that was implemented by the Minister of Defense. It's a special program for the university students. It's not just for any student, because most of the Defense Force workers, soldiers, they didn't go through this program, so we try to catch up with time through the scheme in order our Defense Force must be more powerful. As it is powerful, because currently it is rated the best and the second in the world. So we still want to advance it more. So I'll go through the slides, ladies and gentlemen. The aim to bring the students from engineering faculty and all faculties about the opportunity to become junior leaders in South African National Defense Force, the South African Air Force. And then the scope, the background, the role of South African Reserves, the role of the South African Reserve Squadron, what the South offer to the students, training program blended approach, practical supervision, benefits to the students, benefits to the staff, enrollment process. Background, aging leadership in the DoD. We are getting old, so we need to represent ourselves with young, skilled, educated, skilled. Shortage of junior leaders who will eventually become senior commanders within the South Reserve. To be a commander is to have a very serious responsibility. That's why you'll be commanding the base, responsibility of soldiers and the assets of South African National Defense Force. Participate in the defense of the Republic of South Africa. The role of South Reserve. Augment the regulars in the peace support Operation Corona, support to the people, including the developmental agenda and proposed key point protection. Provide expansion capacity for the South African Air Force. Provide certain specialists and scarce skills to the South African Air Force. Enhance South African Air Force relationship with community and private sector. Role of the South African Air Force Reserve. Pilots, navigators, flight engineers, airspace controllers, aircraft artisans, project managers in various areas, road officers, reserve force squadron, VVIP and IP transport, reconnaissance, support to TACHU and SAP in operations, KZVAC, MEDEVAC, marine patrols. What the SAP offers for the student? The SAP offers the student an opportunity to be a citizen soldier. Basic military training. After basic military training, officers formative training, commissioned as an officer. All this done within a period of 2 years, and the officer can then progress through the ranks in the SAP. What the SAP offers to the students. The SADAP, the skills and capabilities to the leaders element of the students. The URCP is focused on developing the leadership potential for young people. This will play a major role in not only developing individual management skills, but also establishing self-awareness and self-confidence. The students will be exposed to a challenging program of military training and additional complementary social activities, adventure, and cultural activities that will broaden their outlook on life. As a member of South African National Defence Force, the students will be subject to military disciplinary code MDC, which will provide an additional frame of reference of self-discipline. In the military environment, teamwork is essential, and students will develop a sense of responsibility and respect towards fellow members in the group. This will not only develop their social interaction capabilities, but will also facilitate their introduction into new career environment. As a member of South African National Defence Force, they will become part of highly technological and exciting organization that can offer many career experiences and opportunities. Training program, the blend approach. Blend program, no interference with academic commitments, contact sessions, and distance learning. The training program, all training will conform on standard and policy and will consist of the following stages. Basic military training stage 1. The purpose of basic military training is to introduce the recruit to the military environment and to produce discipline to soldiers with necessary basic skills to operate in the military environment. Officer formative training, that's the stage 2. This stage is aimed at equipping members with skills, knowledge, and attributes of leadership, management, officership, and conduct, in order to function within the military environment as a junior officer. Functional and junior leader training stage 3. Functional training, where applicable, will be conducted within specific stages of the member and will equip whoever to operate successfully with the functional and area of relevant stages, whereas junior training leaders, where applicable, will qualify the member for commission, rank, and enable him to operate as a junior officer within a specific military functional mastery. Standard Chief Defense Reserve, URTP, that's the level 4. And URTP Steer Corps provides with over 18 directives, guidelines coordinating support, HR, and monitor. Recruitment according to the specification of SANAR and South African Army, South African Air Force, South African Navy, South African Military Health Services, and Division. Training according to the needs of the SANAR. South African Army, South African Air Force, South African Navy, South African Military Health Services, and Division. Actions, communication, marketing tertiary institutes, MEC recruiting and administration, training as well and appointment in utilization, delivery territory qualified junior leader, practical supervision, supervise practical exercise projects, military bases, URTP license office, University Reserve Training Program, benefits of the students, an opportunity for the students to participate in the defense of RSA, an opportunity to be a junior leader, an officer in the South African Defense Force. Benefits for the students, the rank and on an enlistment, students will appointed in the entry rank applicable to the specific service, private and airman, seaman, or another rank as determined by the service. Remuneration will be in accordance with the scale of the relevant rank of the member in the accordance with the remuneration policy of the South African National Defence Force. Uniform, members will be entitled to a first free issue of uniform in accordance with the relevant scale of issue and draft descriptions of specific service. Thereafter, items may be replaced or exchanged if unserviceable. Allowances and bonuses as applicable. Medical, while undergoing military training, members will be entitled to standard and medical cover in accordance with current South African National Defence Force regulations. Group life insurance in GLIS while undergoing military training. Members will contribute to and share in the benefits of GLIS. Discipline. While undergoing military training service, members will be subject to military disciplinary code and as such can be charged for transgression of the code. Service contract. On selection before enlistment, it will be required for applicants to sign service contracts. The conditions of service will be contained in appendix contract. Benefits, rejuvenation of the reserve, attraction of skills to South African Defence Force, enrollment process. There are certain standard requirements to be fulfilled by the applicants to join in. In police clearance, physical fitness, health status, application forms to be filled, selection board, psychometric testing, change of command, URTP head, that's me, Lieutenant Colonel Molefe. And then I've got my licensed officer, Captain Muyemi.
Guys, the captain is very close. So you need to get the message across. And if you need to read it, don't read it as it is. But I'd like to just quickly go back here to clarify this. We have 4 arms of services. So when the Colonel mentions something about scarce skills, it doesn't mean your degree that you are doing is not important to the Air Force or to the military, but especially those from the Air Force. I know a lot of you might think, are we going to forget about you or not? Actually, the Air Force has so many careers within itself. It's a huge organization, and you might find that whatever it is that you're studying, actually is in the Air Force. So those who already filled in your forms, don't be concerned about that. There's another form that's going around, a couple of forms written, join the military. You will fill in there your details. Then the last 4 blocks, it says Army, STAMS, Navy, or SAF. You just write 1, 2, 3. 1 is the priority, the one that you think you would really like to join. If you want to join the Air Force, then that's your 1. If you want to join the Army, that's your 1. So 1, 2, 3. Then we'll take it from there, because for now we are looking specifically for Air Force people that are interested in the Air Force. And like the Colonel did mention, the scarce skills include those that are doing law, those that are in the health faculty, and the engineers mostly. So if we have a shortage of engineers, Butu Majaja will actually come now and tell you a little bit about the Abbey House and the involvement with the University Reserve Training Program. We also have Ulung and Ulungelo. Maybe you can come closer, guys. Captain Makobodo, this is the team. But I wanted here to specify that the recruiting is where we are now. The administration is what's going to happen between the 24th of June and the 3rd of July. I know somewhere around there, it will be, what do you call it? You need to read, right? Yes. So, between the 24th and the 3rd, we will do that administration where you come for the selection, the interview, the psychometric testing, and all this documentation that you will see which is required from you. So what we do, that's the lady over here, she already brought most of the stuff. So we basically open a file for you, and then we have a list of the things that you need to have. We will just tick what it is that you brought and what it is that you don't have. So you'll be working from the university side with myself. Buntu, please come into you have Ubuntu, myself, Captain Makobozo, Captain Makobozo. So anytime you see any of these members, we are doing the liaising between the Air Force and the University of Victoria. So you need an application, or you need to submit it. These are the guys that you will speak to. So that administration process will be between the 24th and the 3rd, 24th of June and the 3rd of July. I think it was the 28th, the last rewrite, if I'm not mistaken. And then those that would have been busy that entire week can use until the 3rd, that's Monday and Tuesday. Then we will commence with the training traced by the 4th. That's what we think would work best, because you will be there for a week and then must have 2 weekends off before you come back for your full-time non-academics. And appointment and the rest of the utilization will happen as time goes. As it was indicated, this will take something like up to 2 to 4 years. But we'll do, please, my man, and the Captain Makobozo. Yeah.
That round of applause is actually for you guys, because I think as we all sitting here believe that it is truly a privilege, and for you guys to take this decision to come forward and stand for your country. And there's still some patriotism that we love this country, and I just want to thank you guys for that, to help us even out. And just to explain a little bit more about the EBIT House, for those who don't know, most of the communication that you've received about today's presentation was probably facilitated via the EBIT House. And what we really do at the EBIT House is that we are trying to facilitate student development throughout all corners, from academic to social, whether it be industry exposure. And this is one of those initiatives. There are more that we are looking forward to the rest of the year. And if you do want to find out more about those, you can find us on Twitter and Facebook. And I don't want to be any more than that, but I don't know if you guys have read the EBIT Quarterly newsletter, whereby the Dean of the EBIT faculty actually stated that in his years, numerous years working with students and youngsters in university, is that he has really hoped that we could come together in a situation such as this and hope to put together a better South Africa, because it is truly in the hands of you young leaders here today that will be the one to make South Africa great. And of course, the EBIT faculty committee, thank you very much for them. I mean, if you guys, the amount of work, that they do to try and make student life for our faculty so much better and enjoyable, and help our students wherever there is needed. And of course, the leaders of the SRC are here as well to show that this is truly something that we believe in. And thank you guys for that.
Guys, Bundu is at the engineering building, level 7, office 5.2. As you get off from level 7, just to the right-hand side. So most of you will not be able to locate Captain Makobozo for me, because we don't have office yet. We're still establishing the URTP office, which should be done within 2 weeks. So for now, for this transition period, Bundu will be the person to perhaps do a lot of admin with. Thank you, Bundu.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Captain Makobozo, first-time director.
I'm going my co-plan.
In fact, I am the URTP liaison officer, so most of the things will be done through me, including for the airport side, together with the EBIT House, and it will be myself and the financial aid side. So we'll be doing a lot of things. I'll be more involved. You ask where do I fit in the whole program. I'm more involved with the training. First, I have a group of the URTP guys who are very committed at the military training. So on Tuesdays, you'll see them wearing uniform. So I'm making sure that they get relevant every Tuesday and that they get a fitness period, since they'll be going to officers soon, so they'll need to have all those things sharpened. So I'll be the one involved with that. In terms of you guys that are the new recruits, I'll be involved mostly with your admin and as well as your training. From your basic up until you qualify, you finish your business training and be the man in charge. Others they like to call them a nigger in charge. But I'll be the man in charge. And then from there, I'll be involved with the officers committee course for those who have not gave up yet by then, and then I'll be in charge of the officers, then your functional training, I'll still be there until you get permission and you start wearing full stripes. Then I can let you guys go because then you'll be big enough to enjoy yourself. So basically, I'll be your father.
The good thing that, to balance ourselves, because Kenneth and I are not very big on humor. So rank-wise, you will understand the rank structure. We are captains. It doesn't mean now that there's 3 captains. It's a lot of captains in this military. There are COs, candidate officers, So it's a step by step. So you understand all of that. But I just wanted to get back to the remuneration because a lot of people ask, hey, like whatever jumping in there, what else is in there? So there is, during your period of training, say you go for a weekend, those 2 days, oh yes, now we're doing it. What's it doing? Come together and do it. They will play that a little bit better because they are the guys that are big. Yeah.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. As the captain has said, my name is Dungan. You know, it's always very difficult to speak after such a speech, you know. Whatever you do, because I know it's one of the things which people usually care about the most. Well, how it works is that you are paid per hour on your contract session because you are not regular force as yet. I hope you understood the difference between regular forces and reserve force. And when the captain said that if you not fall out, if you do not give up, don't worry, it's possible. It's a bit tricky, but it's possible. A big man like me has made it. I mean, there are models. I'll be very disappointed if none of you make it. But you don't worry about those things because, you know, when I used to stay around in high school, they used to say that in order to achieve something, it's mind over matter. So if you what you call mind over matter, you'll be able to go through the challenge. In any case, there's no easy way to success in life. Okay, we've covered the issue of elimination now. Let's get that stuff. So what will happen on an ordinary day? You will wake up maybe, let's say, 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm saying this not to scare you, but to psychologically prepare you. Because if there's one thing which we will not like to have, and it's something which you not like to have, to set yourself up for failure, and 2, you will not want to disappoint your country and to be a quitter. So on ordinary days, wake up at 4, prepare for inspection, which is 6 o'clock in the morning, and then we'll go, oh, no, that's 7 o'clock, yes, or 6 o'clock is breakfast, and when you come back from breakfast, you have inspection, or depending on who's in charge of it, it could be the other way around. Then your day will start. So practically or technically your day starts at 4 and ends around about 6. Well, when I said ends around about 6, there's something called gas. It depends on how you eat. It depends on how you eat during the day. So if you did very well, it will end around about 6. And then you can go and rest. Maybe you sleep early, sleep 11, 12, very late. So it's not so bad. No, I'm kidding, guys. So on a standard day, your day will start at 6 and end at 6. In the afternoon. Then you'll have the time, for example, I'll go there, I study law. So for example, I'll go there with my books. Then after the physical training or the classwork, afterwards, I'll take that time to apply myself to my work or to clean up the room or to do my uniform. We've been at it since 2012. I must say it's been a very, very exciting journey. You learn a lot of things which you do not know about yourself. You thought that you can handle certain things, you learn that you cannot handle them until you are taught in a particular manner. You grow a lot as an individual, and you get to understand a lot of things. And on a serious note, hopefully all of you make it. It will be a privilege to have juniors. No, I'm kidding. It will be a privilege to have you guys. You know, you might be sitting here thinking that it's just one of those things, maybe like joining or like joining a political organization or joining this and that. But this is a lifetime commitment to say that should anything happen, the person next to me, I'll be able to die for this person. The person busy drinking at the square now, I'll check it with it so that they can enjoy a beer tomorrow. So those are some of the things. Those are some of the things which you'll be doing if you sign up in the Air Force. Well, you can also go to other arms, but I don't know if you have the swag, as you can see our officers here, how salutations they are. In a nutshell, as I wrap up, I hope you will join. If you join, be ready to commit yourself, not only to achieving your goals, but for the benefits of our nation. We wish you good luck for the exams, and hopefully, July or maybe July. Hopefully in July, when we are busy with our staff, we can be able to interact and see each other. And as you see that we're always here on campus, just stop us. I'm a nice person. They said I'm good looking, so so you don't have to shy away from me. And you can try to speak to the other guys. Not as good looking, but you know. Exactly. You can stop us at any time, interact with us, ask us more specific questions, which maybe were not covered here, what happens when, how, and whatever the case might be. I'm sure we can always afford 5 minutes. And thank you very much for your time. And I'm really privileged to stay in a large crowd of young people. And hopefully you'll be joining us soon. Thank you.
I think we deserve more of you in the captain and our presentation. But guys, again, just to cover a small point before we open the floor for questions. The training happens in the military premises, and since there's already a URTP program running here, LCP leaders will be used for this Tuesday training. It's not like on Tuesdays they will have to go all the way to military bases. We'll do it here at the LCP leaders fourth round. Now that you've seen the guys please stand up so they can give you the illusion. This is the guy that is making today, and if you see them on Tuesdays and you still have your application and you don't know where Mutuma Judge's office is, they will be wearing uniform, I'll be wearing uniform, the captain will be, and Captain Tutit, and the Captain Nakari there at the back. Yes, they wasn't smiling very much. Yes, so please give them a huge round of applause for coming. So, any further questions then that we can address, the colonel will be able to answer, the captain and I, and we have backup. So, shoot. Yeah. So, the video team is what? Yes, please. Yes. I don't know if you saw that you joined the military. You have something? I think there's actually a huge lack of those forms in any case. So if you have that join the military, you can please fill it in, and then with your emails and your numbers, we will then be able to let you know when you can come through to Ubuntu or us in the office. And, yeah, so just fill your details in there before you leave. So guys, with the video coverage all something all up that work. Yes. Okay guys, just keep it tense.
After the presentation, like let's say we roll out and you do the basic military training, and then it's like a 2-year process until you get promoted to like junior officer. But I want to know now, I think like everyone wants to join the Air Force, the ultimate goal is to become a pilot one day. When does the training for that start? Does it start during that period of 2 years after that, or how does that work?
Okay, to be a pilot. Well, he's a pilot as well, so this means he's a pilot. So you can.
I understand your question. What happens is that, like I myself, when I joined the Air Force, I joined Student Command and Control. I wanted to become an Air Force Control. So when I was busy with the course, then I applied for the pilot while I was within the system. Then I went to the selection process, and it's called remastering. You know, just going from one mastering to another. So even if it's better if you're within the system, because then things, correspondence with you is much easier. So that you can still apply for planning to the later stage if you want to.
Yeah, let me just add on to that. So now that you're going to be getting into basic military training, you do your basic military training, and your officers say maybe you're completing next year, end of the year next year. You would have at least covered the BMT and the officers. What they can do is just to try to speed you up to that junior level, so that you are now ready to be to get into the regular force. My English runs away sometimes, many languages. But anyway, I hope that answers you very well, because you can be a pilot Mostly if you look at the captain behind you, Captain Soteti, almost the four of us, we are within the flying environment. It's just different aircraft, but it's very easy to do that. You can come through whatever you're doing, they will just have to look at those subjects as well. It's not like everybody can come in and just become a pilot, because it's intense. The selection process takes between 9 to 12 days for pilots, but this one that you'll be doing for reserve, like we mentioned, between the 24th of June and the 3rd of July, it's nice and short because you're not going to do your ECGs maybe and the rest of your food during the time.
I just have one more question now on that. You need to be a regular Air Force member to become then, or to continue with the training for pilots, or can it also be done as a reserve force member?
Okay.
To respond on your question, it will determine from you in completion of officers and BMT, either you can be served as a reservist or to be switched as a permanent member.
Thank you. But on that note as well, it means for pilots, usually they don't take them as reserves because you only, if you have a PPL, a private pilot's license or a commercial pilot's license, then you can get into the Air Force with your qualification already. Now just to fly there, only on certain occasions, then you continue with your CPL, your commercial flying. That you can do, but to be a reserve on training, that will probably not happen.
Okay.
Yes.
How difficult is it to move within the arms though? Because I mean, you're doing a BMT and then a junior officer. Is it like specialized to the Air Force, or can you apply to be transferred?
You mean the BMT?
No, for your different arms.
Yeah, you can transfer from any armed service because basic military training basically is the same for the same standard for all four armed services.
Yeah.
So if you join the Air Force, then 2 years later for some reason you decide you want to change and go to the Army, that is possible because it's the same organization. It's just the skills that are being transferred from one department to the next. Yeah.
With the medical test, do you also do blood tests and stuff?
That's a very good question. I don't know why people are laughing. That is done for many reasons, obviously. So, but whether you've got certain diseases that you think might block your chances of getting maybe a certain job or career within the department, that's not really something you should be scared of because we do have people, even people with very HIV positive, whether you have cancer or things like that, the Air Force can find a way to work around that, or the Army, I mean the SANDF in total. So say maybe I get infected with some deadly viral disease, they will find a job for me to sit behind the desk maybe. They're not going to fire me or say, just because now you are like this, you're not good enough anymore. Because you will sign a contract, and within that contract you will have some of these clauses to protect. So, yes?
In terms of finances, like when we join the National Defense Force pay for our studies or help me in any way?
Well, you need to be a full-time regular member first for that to happen. But currently, we'll take into how much they get when they go for weekends or for that one day or during holidays. Oh, just a round figure. You don't have to.
Captain, I want to tell you. But there's something I forgot to mention. I heard some of you asking me is that, let's say for example you're in your 4th year and you join, you can join. You can even carry on with the program for as long as you started in university, because it doesn't mean that after you complete, you forget what you studied in university. You are still a capable person. As to how much you get paid, we get paid enough to buy toiletries, go to the square, take us out. But I won't tell you exactly how much you get paid, because when you join an organization like this one, you can never join it for a figure. Because, for example, I tell you you get paid 10,000 a week, you're going to join it for the wrong reasons. Or I can tell you that you get paid 2,000, then it still doesn't make the sense, because you won't be encouraged to go and defend your country. You must know that when you join the defense force, you join it for the love, not for the money. Thank you.
There's only a few soldiers that you find that are very rich. But other than that, guys, if there are no further questions, I would really like to thank you for coming through today. Oh, okay.
Your time schedule is a little bit more flexible for current students, where you can do training even during the week.
Yes, like we did mention, on Tuesdays, Captain Makabozo will grill and drill you, take care of you until you are shaped up like Lungan over there, and then on weekends, certain weekends, what we do is we look at most of the students' program. They kind of like they form their own time slots to say we'll be available for this particular weekend, and on these holidays, this is the time frame that we can avail ourselves for training. You see, so it won't interfere with your studies, as it did mention there on I think it's a brand new program or something, but. Your worries, you don't concern yourself much about it, because if you can't train during the weekends while the academic year is proceeding, then we leave it for holidays. So it will not interfere with your exams or your study.
So the whole program will probably be expanding from 2 years to as much as 4. Does that depend on the number of hours that you have to train?
It depends on the training itself. Specifically, I would say, because you need to cover knowing how to shoot, knowing how to drill, knowing how to, like the video said, first aid. So there's bits and pieces of the basic military training itself. So we want to cover those objectives that are set out on basic military training to say, once you've covered all 4 phases, then now you can say you are given a pass-out parade, meaning you wear your candidate officer ranks, because you will get the uniform, you won't get those nice white ranks there, because those ranks, the candidate officer, it kind of like separates you. There's 2 structures of ranking, where you have officers, you have non-commissioned officers, commissioned and non-commissioned officers. They are the people that are making that, breaking the difference, that you are non-commissioned or you are commissioned. So when you are commissioned, it means when you get a degree, then you can go to the management position.
So in the event that
Okay, I think maybe we will have some time to actually answer more questions as well. We will stay here. If you feel you need more questions, you need to say more stuff, do say so, but let's give him a chance to finish that.
Okay, so if you finish your degree before the training is complete, can you transfer to full-time military?
Yes, that's what that's actually the whole point, that we would prefer you join the regular force, us. Because though I'm a student here, full-time student, on holidays I have to report to work. And if I needed to perhaps go flying, like some of the captains can afford to, you can do that on weekends. So when you're a regular force member, after your qualification, there's more benefits. Like he asked, are they going to pay the bursary for you? So the quicker you can get into being a regular force member, the more you can get some of those benefits, because they are paying for our tuition fees, they pay for our accommodation. So until you get to that stage, you will be getting the benefits that reserve force gets. Anybody else? So let's give you a big round of applause and I hope you feel in your
Watch me dream. 6 feet under.